My homeboy had a bitch who was trifling, both black as fuck, but the baby came out light skin. On way favorite street, I said I don't think they can just see. No what? I was motherfucking right, man. Bitches ain't shit. Nigga, yo, bitches scared.
Yo, man, welcome to the Bear Back Podcast, episode 1.1. Because we had an episode I ain't really aired yet, but today's host, my boy Ash. We from Fairfield, Philly. We from, man. Introduce yourself, Ash.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Ash.
Microphone.
My name is Ash. I am from Fairfield.
Oh, we gotta stop. Hold on,
Connecticut.
stop. Cut. You know what? Because he's gonna be facing this way, right? Talking on the microphone. So, yo, you know what we need? We can't do it that way, huh? The mic.
I think if I talk and look at the thing, I'm fine.
Oh yeah. So you gotta be close to you though. So
Gotta
you move
close-
over here a little more.
And I think it's perfect that
All right,
way.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can hear you better now. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right, let's start from one.
All right, man.
All right, and 3, 2, 1.
So, yo, welcome to the Bear Back Podcast. I'm your host, Wakefield Willie James. Y'all know me. If you don't, get acquainted. So, it's episode 1 of Bear Back Podcast. You know, I have my first host, my boy Ash. How you doing, man? Introduce yourself. Where you from?
How you doing, sir? My name is Ash, and I am from Fairfield, Connecticut. Born and raised. Done a lot of traveling in the middle of my life, but I'm back here in Fairfield, and we are here to talk about probably the most important election in the history of this country.
You always say that every election, but yeah, okay, let's talk about it.
And the reason why I say that is that it's really a fight for the soul of the future direction of this country. And everybody thinks that we are going to find out who the president is on the night of November 3rd. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case.
Okay.
There are going to be weeks of fighting, of contesting, of court appearances, court appeals, and all sorts of things you can't possibly even foresee that are going to make this country turn upside down. The rest of the world is going to look at us in horror and laugh, but be scared as well because of what America has stood for so many years. And myself as an educated voter, and my good friend here as an educated man who is learning and accumulating as much knowledge as possible about this election, we are here to talk and to learn and to see what we think is going to happen.
Okay, goddamn, as long as intro. That was good. That was long as fuck. It was good. Now, question. Let's start. So let's start ethnicity. Where are you? What's your ethnicity? Where you from? What's your background?
I'm Persian, which is a nice way. I was taught a long time ago say that you're Persian because when you say you're Persian, people think, oh, rugs and cats and pretty things and ancient civilizations. Instead of saying Iranian, and people say Iranian, they think terrorist. I'm going to blow up your plane or your bomb or your house. So I call myself Persian, but I am a proud Iranian American first generation. My father came here to get his master's and then his PhD, and he was a college professor for over 40 years. And my mother got her master's degree and worked for the most prominent bank in the Connecticut area for many years. And the two of them dedicated their lives to their 3 children.
Goddamn, Ash, listen. yeah. Gotta chop that shit up. You can't be too winded.
Too-winded.
Yeah, you too winded, man. So that's the thing. So, all right, so we established you're Asian American. Established you're Iranian Persian. That's cool. And let's talk about politics, right? So politics, what's the purpose of politics? What's the purpose of election? What's the purpose of it? Before we get into the details of our opinions and everything, what's the purpose of an election?
The purpose of the election, in my view, is for the people to get someone to represent their wants and needs on either the local level or the national level, and they find a candidate that they identify the most with that will take care of them and their families going forward.
Gotcha. So my understanding is an election vote is an exchange of policies and resources. So our interest is policies and resources when it comes to election. True?
True.
Okay, so we vote for who's going to represent us as far as getting us policies, elections, and a better life, a better living in America, right?
That's the general idea.
Okay, so
There's one thing I'd like to say that I think is important to know, that when the general founders wrote the Constitution, they did not give the power to the people to elect the way that we have today. They gave the power to white landowners as the only people who could vote.
yeah, I agree. And at the time, slaves was property, so they didn't even because it wasn't even considered for blacks.
A black person counted for 3/5 of a person when counting the census.
Yep, that never changed really.
It did, but we can get into that later.
Let's get into it. So, all right, so Joe Biden and Trump. We got to select the greater two evils or lesser two evils, right? Because my opinion personally, as a black man, it doesn't really matter who we vote for because they don't have my interests or my people's interests at all. But as a Persian man who identifies as white, correct?
Yes.
So, which one best suits your interest, being a Persian American that identifies as white? Because you're going to get into that too. That's very interesting.
Okay. For me, I do not like Joe Biden. And the reason why is I look at his 40-year record as a Washington insider. And he was for high criminal incrimination.
Mass incarceration.
Thank you very much for fixing the word for me. For mass incarceration, especially for blacks and Latinos, especially for small drug charges. And I think it's a terrible thing that the privatization of prisons in this country has led our country to be the biggest disgrace, as we hold 25% of the entire world's incarcerated people.
Question though. I hear what you're saying, and that's cool, and I condone that for how you feel. But that is, but the Joe Biden didn't affect you personally or your resources or your interests by the mass incarceration. It affected me more than anything. You know what I'm saying, so that's my grounds for not liking them. But I don't understand why would you feel that way. That's kind of like altruism. Like that's kind of like an honorable thing for you to not be black and not be affected by his policies, but still not like him. So let's talk about that.
I disagree with what you said, and I'm going to come out with some personal stuff about myself.
Let's get it.
I'm a recovering addict, and every day is a battle to stay clean for myself and for my family, for my 2-year-old daughter. And I do not think that there has been a politician who has to the level of Joe Biden, who has truly taken on the mantle that being a drug addict or an alcoholic is a disease. Even after his son, Hunter Biden, has proven time and time again to be someone who has been afflicted with this disease.
Yeah, but hold that thought, though. Addiction is not a disease. They say it's a disease. It's cliche to say because people brainwash. It's not a disease at all. It's an option. You're not born addicted to no drugs. Like, and I know the popular, everybody's saying it's a disease. Like, everybody's saying, like, transsexuals are women. They're not women. Like, you're not born like that. You're made that way. So it's not really a disease. It's more of it's just an addiction. It's not really a disease. But you might think differently. Talk about that, too. You know what I'm saying?
I think at a later date, there is a fantastic documentary that I would like you to watch, and we could come back and review. But I think we'd be going way off topic for what we want to get to.
Let's hold that thought, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I would love to talk to you about.
No doubt.
I just don't think that in the time that he's been in power, he's shown enough to me. And I spent time in prison because of my addiction.
Because of drugs.
I wasn't selling. I wasn't hurting other people. I was only hurting myself.
Yeah.
It was all personal possession charges. And I'm telling you, 10 months in prison scarred me and has left me with PTSD in ways that I don't fully comprehend. But I'm telling you, there's no rehabilitation in prison. And if you know someone who's been in prison, talk to them, and they will tell you they did not come out saying, "Well, I'm never going to do that again."
That's true.
And
I've been in prison myself.
And that's, I'm not going to speak for you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I appreciate you for volunteering that.
I learned nothing. No, hold on. I'll cut you off. I learned a lot in prison, but not about rehabilitation. I learned about, politics. I learned about race. I learned about how things work in the system. I got educated in prison, personally. Mm-hmm. I learned more in prison than I learned in school, but that's another topic. Back to you, what you were saying, how they're rehabilitation teachers.
You know, my mom said, I thought you would come out and never do anything like that ever again. And that's just not the way I felt. So back to Joe Biden, I just feel he's been around for 40 years, and he hasn't impressed me with what he's done up until now. And that's the reason why I am not pleased that the Democratic Party, after 4 years of what's quite possibly the worst president in the history, depending on your thoughts and your beliefs,
yeah, I get into it,
in this country, that the best that we could come up with is a 78-year-old, in my opinion, washed up, has-been Washington insider. I mean, I can't believe they couldn't find a new, fresh voice to come out and lead the people the way Obama did. Just hearing Obama back on the campaign trail and talking, I
fucking hate Obama.
I miss that man.
I fucking hate that man. But let me get to this right quick. So
your prerogative.
Yeah, let's get into it though. So all right, so Joe Biden, his I had some notes. So Joe Biden dates back to like the 70s, right? So the reason why, I said right there. Hear me out, please. So the reason why I don't like Joe Biden is because his track record with black people. First of all, at one time he was pro desegregation, but his constituents was against it and outnumbered them. So he did what the people, as politicians do, they slimy. So he did what makes them popular. The popular vote was to not desegregate, which I'm not forced. I'm for segregation. Everybody should keep. Blacks should be with blacks, whites should be with whites, Persians should be with Persians, and we should meet somewhere in the middle and have common ground, but we should all be separated. We should keep our money in our own communities. We should police our own. We should judge our own. That's my opinion. But that's one thing. Another thing is Joe Biden is, mass incarceration affected hundreds of thousands of black families. Personally, you know what I'm saying? Me, particular, my father was in prison. I was in prison, and my friends is in prison. Everybody know. All right, so this said what? How many? I don't know the numbers of people who went to prison, but I'm from the urban area. I'm from the projects. He was all for locking up children, predators. Even before they committed a crime, he called us predators. Back in 93, the crime bill is. I'll show you the video. He was just calling blacks predators. How he was scared for his family, and even though he took credit for the government of making black poverty, of making the ghettos, making the projects, by taking on our resources and everything, he still felt that we was obligated to take full responsibility and no rehabilitation. Fast forward to now that more whites are doing more opioids and more drugs than ever now. So now, in his son, Hunter Biden, who I know personally in the state, buys drugs and tricks with hookers. I know them. His whole thing now is rehabilitation for the addicts. But he had the same sympathy for blacks. You know what I'm saying? Now that his kids are going to jail, his grandkids are drug addicts. Not saying I don't know for sure, but I'm just assuming, one of your eyes closed, like Popeye. Yeah, man. So my whole thing is, now that the tables are turning now, and what he thought was contained now is spreading to his territory now. Now, his sons is the fucking predators. His fucking grandkids are the fucking ones that's going to jail now. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a sympathy thing. Now the legalizing marijuana and shit that we did time for already. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like the motherfucker. He's a fucking scumbag. He's a racist. And once you're racist for so long, you don't unbecome racist. You might, on your dying bed, you might ask God to forgive you, but fuck all that shit. The harm is done.
The harm is done.
The damage is done. Let's get to Trump now. Trump's a racist too.
Absolutely.
But he's my type of racist.
He's a homophobe.
I'm a homophobe.
He's a misogynist.
I'm a misogynist.
No, you're not.
I'm a homophobe. No. I think I can say faggots on my show, right? I think faggots are hilarious. What I don't like is transsexuals.
Listen, I gotta admit something about homosexuality. Okay.
Oh shit! Come out the closet. Hold on, we're out the closet moment, ladies and gentlemen. First time ever on my show.
I'm okay with the idea of homosexuals
Come on out.
wanting the same.
Come on out. Let it go. Come on out.
Having the same rights as anyone else.
Let it go.
But about a month or two ago, I was watching a show on Netflix,
shit.
and all of a sudden the screen turned to a large black man slamming another black man.
Oh shit!
Hardcore in the ass.
Why had to be black? All the gay shit white people do over the black man.
Oh
Goddamn!
my God, I got sick to my stomach. Man.
I threw up one time at a parade.
I don't want to see it. I don't know why.
It's fucking disgusting.
But inside of me, it makes me feel sick.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's fucking disgusting.
Let's say it. Let's say it. Listen, LGBTQ elemental P is fucking disgusting. You listen, right?
Do what you want. Do what you. I just don't
prep.
want to see it.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is this: how the fuck did a sexual preference become a whole ethnicity and a whole fucking political party? How do these gay people form up of all races become a party? You know what that shit is? I'm gonna tell you what that shit is. I'm gonna tell you what LGBTQ is. It's mainly white men. 85% of gay men are white. Look it up. That's just a fact. Not Persian men. I heard Persian men fuck goats though. I seen that. I know. But my whole thing is so. My whole thing is, if 85% are white or gays are whites, right? All that's doing now is giving more white men more privileges. Think about it. They put black people in the front as gay fucking mascots, dancing and twerking and acting a fucking fool. But the reality of it is, that's a gay political party. The LGBTQ, the BLM, same shit. That's extension. BLM is not for black Americans. BLM is for black immigrants and gays.
You know, I'll say something else that might be a little bit controversial.
Fuck it, let's say it's controversial.
But I see a white woman and having a half black son.
You hate it. You hate it to the core. You hate it.
I don't hate it. I just wonder.
Can't stand it.
I just say, why would you do that? Your kid could have hit the lottery. Being white is hitting the lottery.
Exactly.
Being a white man in this country is hitting the fucking lottery.
Exactly.
And you took that away.
He ruined it.
You took that away. You were white. All you had to do was mate with another white person, and your child had all of the opportunities and benefits afforded to it by this fucked up society that we live in.
Question though, for you, yeah, baby mom's is white, right?
I want it.
Whoa.
I always said I wanted to find
white?
the whitest, palest person I could find.
But you're not really white though.
We've gone over this.
No, I want this one to do it right here. Let's go for it now.
I'm sorry. The word white comes from
Slavery.
being Caucasian.
You're not Caucasian. You're Asian.
I'm Caucasian because I'm a
Caucasus Mountains.
I'm descendant from the Caucasus Mountains, which comes through old Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Turkey, Iran.
You know, Turkey and Russia's that's Asia, right?
That's Asia.
So you're Asian.
Not the way I yes.
But you're Asian American. Let's be clear. You're my boy. Let's be being honest. But you didn't identify as white. This is interesting as fuck because we gonna get into this.
The way that they use the word Asian American is by saying that you're from China or Japan or Korea.
No, not at all. Asian American means from South Asia, which is India, from West Asia, which is the borderline of the Caucasus and Afghanistan and all that. So Asia is to be honest with you, Europe and Asia has no separation. It's connected. It's one body of land. It's one fucking continent.
Iran is in the Middle East.
Yeah, Middle East.
Right in the Middle East.
Asia.
So yeah, it's right in the Middle East of Asia.
Except you're Asian. Just don't deny being Asian. You're not white.
I am from
but,
Asia.
but you identify as white.
I have to because
why?
Because that's just the way the idiot rules are made up.
No, you can say you're Asian. You can say you're other.
I could say I'm other. I hate filling that shit out.
But being white comes with privileges.
You know,
them privileges.
You know how they give you the opportunity to say I prefer not to answer now?
Yeah.
That's what I write.
No, you don't. You identify as white. I bet your ID right now says you're white. It says white male.
I don't think IDs say that, do they?
Yeah.
Well, bro, I am a white male.
No, you're definitely not a white male. You're definitely not Anglo-Saxon. You're definitely not a blonde hair.
Producer, Google. The producer's asleep.
Nah, I got it. No, I got it. We got phones. We got phones.
Well, I just wanted him to do.
No, but I got a point. I got a point for this though.
Google what?
Are Iranians considered
white in America? Yes,
white?
by the U.S. Census for a reason. You know the reason behind that though. What it say? Drum roll.
It don't say anything about being white.
May I have a look?
Of course.
This is male, bro. Mine says black. Let's see mine. Oh, shit, mine doesn't say it either. But the U.S. Census, though, when you fill it out, though, you put white, though, right?
Yeah, I am a U.S. citizen. Otherwise, I would have been deported a long time ago.
No. Even that's debatable too. If you're U.S. citizen, yeah, but are you an American? It's different.
Arabs aren't white. Iranians are.
No, but it's all Arab though.
The census says yes.
Yeah, the U.S. Census though. But
Many disagree.
but listen, hear me out though. If you go to Iran right now, then they're not white in Iran. You know white people are white. You know white people like Ethiopians considered white. North Africans considered white. Hispanics are considered white. You know why I consider white? Like, you know why, Ash?
Why?
It's a buffer class, man. So, okay, right? So, that's how America was. It was just black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wasn't considered white. Like, the Irish wasn't considered white one time. Italians wasn't considered white one time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that shit came after slavery. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So, you know why they started making people white?
Tell me.
To capitalize over black. Black labor, black. So, everyone eats off black. Think about it. You come here, like your parents are immigrants, right?
Yeah, my mom's a little Turkish
There you go.
and Iranian, and my dad's all Iranian.
So they came here what with nothing, or they came here educated, or they came here was it spies for like against because we had beef, we had beef with your country. So how you guys get to come here?
It actually is a pretty interesting story the way it worked out.
That is a motherfucking spy traitor. He was a Benedict Arnold in this country, was he?
So my father was number one in his class in college, and because of that, he was given a free scholarship to any college he could get into for his master's degree in the States.
Yeah,
so he got into Berkeley in the 60s.
that's a good school.
It is a good school. So he got his master's degree in Berkeley, went back to Iran and became a teacher. While he was teaching, this hot girl was sitting in the front row.
Your mama.
My mama.
Hey.
So my mom's father was one of the top generals in the country.
I knew it. I knew it had something to do with it being a Benedict Arnold in your country.
So my dad ended up coming back to the States in 1976 to pursue his PhD at the University of Pennsylvania at the Wharton Business School.
Well, when was you born?
Where?
When?
My dad?
No, when was you born?
I was born in 1977 while he was getting his degree.
Okay, then back to the topic about your parents. How to get there.
So 3 months after I was born, they decided to go back to Iran.
Yeah.
They were there for about a year. They looked around and said, shit's getting crazy. These crazy fucking Muslim bastards are coming. The Shah's making a run for his life. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So they went to the airport, and the day that we were supposed to fly out, the Ayatollah Khomeini was flying in.
Ayatollah was a beast.
He was a piece of shit beast. And
But he's a hero to some people, though. Like,
he's
people
a hero
really,
to a lot of people in the country.
It's his perspective.
Yeah, but unfortunately, in my opinion, religion has destroyed our country. You know,
every country. First of all, every country, religion destroyed every country.
If they got rid of those 12 mullahs and got rid of that, we would become one of the most beautiful, open up to Western civilization. All the kids there love the United States. They want to be American. They want jeans and clothes and all the fashion but unfortunately, every couple of years they rise up. They go on the streets. Hundreds, thousands of them get killed by the fucking government.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And nobody helps them, and they go back and hide. And then the cycle repeats over and over again.
Well, so now you see yourself like a middle class. You grew up middle class, high class. Which tax bracket?
Upper middle class.
Upper middle class, right?
If my parents didn't spend all of their money on me and my brother and sister's education, because they spent, for me alone to go to FCDS for 4 years at $15,000, that's That's 60,000, and then another 4 years at 25. That's 160,000.
Balling.
Plus some of my college degree, probably let's just say half of it.
Okay, so it's not, so but we get it.
About $500,000 on just my education.
Question is your home country a third world country?
Yes.
And hear me out now.
Do you know what third world country means?
Piece of shit country.
Okay, that's sort of it, but
According to Trump, piece of shit country. Shithole country.
well, the way it worked was in the Cold War, the first world countries were the U.S.
The West.
and certain European
England.
countries.
Yeah, I
England,
got you. Yeah,
France.
we get it. Yeah.
The second world countries.
Industrial countries. I get it. I know what it
The
is.
second world countries were the communists.
I get it. Russia and
USSR.
China and all that. I get that part. But my whole thing is,
And
I
then-
had a point though. That control. That's a different
Yeah,
topic
and then
too.
everyone else is third world.
So my thing was, so you are Iranian dude, identify as white. You come as an immigrant. You live a good life. First generation. Now, me personally, I'm black. My roots go back to, I say, before America was America, but before 1775. My roots go back. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is this, right? I come from a bottom caste. I came from a bottom caste. I came from a bottom caste. I came from slavery. So I'm like 4 generations, maybe 5 generations moved from slavery. You know what I'm saying? So my ancestors built this country, right? But you notice how all immigrants groups get to come here and be left alone and prosper, be middle class, and they from third world countries. Like, I just want you to see something. And when you say you white, that it benefits you, but it don't benefit me. I'm gonna tell you how. Because a white is a mindset, right? It's not really a thing. It's an adjective. It's a social construct. So is black. But white means something. White means like pure. White means good. White means like black. Black means bad. Black means deaf. So they give us these labels and names. So in order for this country to run, it runs on labor. This country is built on free labor. Mine says free labor. You know what I'm saying? And we are kept down systematically. Like, every time we build up, they destroy us. They bomb us. The cops come. They kill us every day. You know what I'm saying? So the small thing is, when you come here and identify as white, even though you don't mean no harm by it, I know we cool. You know what I'm saying? You ain't a racist. You ain't a guy. But in the hindsight, it's racist. I'm gonna tell you why. Because now you joining a white. Now your allegiance is white people, even though you're not white. That's where your allegiance lies. You know what I'm saying? So when we vote for interest, you have white interest. You don't have black interest, which is cool. But the thing is, though, you get to move up into white society, and we gotta stay down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a better education than me, was I was here before you. You have more money than me, was I was here before you. I work harder than you. My ancestors work harder than yours. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of thing. You say your father came because he was educated. I think it's more to that story. But
Can I give my input on this?
go ahead.
The reason why the immigrants that have come to this country, except for the blacks,
We're not immigrants.
you were stolen and forced to come.
No.
here.
That's half the story. We was here already. I could prove it to you too.
Okay, all right. And then Mexicans as well, okay?
No, a Mexican didn't exist 300 years ago.
I'm just saying the reason why all other immigration groups do well, besides for those two, up to this point, is that
Because of free black labor.
the ones that came here
Yeah.
from those countries were the best of the best. My father, number 1 in his class, had to get a green card, had to go through college, had to get a PhD to get a job here.
But
Only the best Iranians
But-
will become doctors.
And refugees come here too, though. Not the best. Refugees come here too now from your country, from
Yes,
Saudi
they do.
Arabia. So
Absolutely.
it's not the best of the best.
Absolutely.
But even the worst who come here are allowed to prosper. And like the Italians, it wasn't the best of the best. That was the fucking worst of the worst. That was the poorest of the poorest. They came here and was allowed to access to whiteness and be left alone. We was never left alone. We still not left alone. That's what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? And America was built. The whole America was built on free labor and free land.
I'd like to believe that the Italians that came here were very resourceful
Yeah, there was monopolizing. There was
to be able to come to this country and get by. But do you understand the
only
point
because
that I'm making?
they wasn't targeted. Only because they was white. If they was black, they would never got as big.
Absolutely, you're completely.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? They was left alone. Listen, all groups in America are against black Americans. Do you agree or do you not?
It's not just in America. This is happening everywhere.
No, but I'm not everywhere though. I only know America. I can't speak for everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that educated in everywhere.
I'm going to send you an article about a French journalist who went and joined up through the police academy in France and joined the police force.
You wrote a book
after 6 months.
What France?
Cannot. I don't know his name at the moment.
The book is called Scorched Earth.
Maybe.
I read it. I know France. I can't say the last. It's France Canan, something like that. He got 2 books. I read them.
Okay.
I read them on. I didn't read them, but I was on YouTube. I was listening to them. The audio books. Yeah.
It just shows how
South America and different countries how they're oppressed.
Like how France and they abuse younger people.
Yeah.
And they go after blacks.
Yeah. But it's profitable though. You see, that's what I'm saying. You know why they go after blacks though? It's 2 reasons: economical, right? That's one thing, and
they want their cut
for genes. Like the melanin, the organs, like it's big business. You know what I'm saying? But everyone gets to come here and gets to feed off black labor. You know what I'm saying? Because without black labor, this country won't be a country. It's be a third world country too. Like without that free labor. So let me ask you this though: do you believe in reparations for blacks?
I do not.
I know you don't. That's why I asked you that.
I do not. I'm sorry, I don't.
Tell me why not. I'm gonna tell you why you should.
When I was in high school, there were about 15 black children who came up during.
It's 4:00. Goddamn, you gotta go somewhere.
Who came up during February, Black History Month.
Yeah.
And they got up and they railed against us about slavery.
Who's us?
The kids.
Kids?
The other kids. The white kids.
Besides
in the
black
assembly.
kids. All right.
The black kids railed against us about how we were horrible and that slavery was the worst thing and that it was our fault that it happened.
It wasn't your fault. You was an immigrant. You Asian. It's not your fault.
And I was like, yo, I just got here.
Yeah. It's not your fault.
And so I was like, this is bullshit. Like, and reparations.
The repair of black people. You don't think we should repair? So you don't think we was targeted?
I don't believe you guys deserve money for what happened. I do believe.
Why? The Jews got money. The Japanese got money for World War II. Why? So why we shouldn't get money?
What are you gonna do with that money?
No. We need reparations. Is not just money. That's just one aspect of it. We need resources. We need land. We need money. We need protection. We need laws. That's reparations. Reparations is not just money.
Now, if you want to start building better housing,
fuck that. We passed that. No.
Not fucking projects.
That.
Not project housing.
No. Fuck that. Look. This is what we need. We need everything. First of all, that free labor. You think? Listen, this country was built on free labor, right? Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Those are our ancestors, right? My ancestors. You agree?
Absolutely.
Question. So when your father dies, isn't he leaving you a house?
I hope so.
All right. So when your grandfather died, does he not go to your father and go down generational? So all right. So if you read Black history, right? So
but I understand.
So it's 120 million acres of land that was stolen from black people. I'll show you all the facts, right?
Interestingly enough, you're making a point that I could get into.
That's what I'm saying. So let me get to it. So that was stolen from black people. Even back like the KKK burned businesses down, no repercussions, burned whole towns down. Black people own, and they built their own economical system, and it was destroyed. So those people shouldn't get reimbursed for their losses and their kids.
So you're saying that these black people would have had businesses and would have been
passed down, and it would have been in the poverty. It would have been a project. You see what I'm saying?
And it would eventually.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what? I could buy into that.
Okay, the 40 acres of the news that was promised to us that was never given to us too. You don't think we should get that? We deserve that? Because if we came from slavery, we have nothing. You can't just let us free. We need something. And the government gave everybody land, everybody housing. Hold on, the Homestead Act. When the immigrants came here from 1866 and all that, they gave them free land, hundreds of acres. You know what you do is plot it and make it grow. You know who taught them how to farm? Black slaves. When they came here. So you mean to tell me, we was the first citizens, the first ethnicity in this country, right? The absolute first. And we still at the bottom of the fucking barrel when we built this country. You tell me we wouldn't deserve nothing from slavery? So we ain't own nothing from slavery. Or the rape, or the trauma, or the pedophilia. We don't deserve nothing for that? We say just let it go? We own nothing from that.
Okay. 2 things. One, you've made a point that I had absolutely no idea that I would actually believe that you could convince me on, and I applaud you for that.
No, I do this all day, baby.
Yeah.
I got lots I wanted to wait. I got a lot of shit to say.
I know you do. And secondly, we're gonna have to pause
Okay.
because family, it comes first for,
Got you,
for
yeah.
everybody. Tomorrow is going to be an amazing day, and I would like the chance to recontinue this
No problem.
either tomorrow or Sunday this week, because I promise you, the chances of this election being called tomorrow night is about 10%. Unless Biden wins in such a landslide.
I'm so mad. We're gonna lose this momentum. Goddamn, I gotta build this momentum up again. So it's part one.
Which he's not going to. There's going to be so much more to talk about. This has been wonderful,
Yeah, it's great, man.
and I think we could really get some good stuff going on here. Just you and me doing this and getting some content up. I think people want to hear this kind of stuff.
Okay, but before you go, though, you got some answer my question though. So hold on.
You got it.
So I mean, 5 more minutes of your time. I know you got the daughter, and obviously I got the daughter too. My whole thing is for the free labor, for the lynching, for the abuse, for the systematic slavery, for the systematic imprisonment of black people, for the disenfranchisement of black people. They gave us AIDS literally, and they gave us crack literally. Iran-Contra was the whole crack epidemic was ran by the government. They ruined black communities in many ways, from AIDS, from slavery, from experimenting in slavery. Your girl, your daughter right now will go to gynecologist. You know that came from? A gynecologist came from experiment on black women with no anesthesia. Do you know what I'm saying? We not own, so you feel that blacks not own nothing, and we still being kept down. When you could just be free, you're not even white, but you could just act as white and pretend to be white and vote white and go against us and believe white, think white. You know what I'm saying? So you think we own nothing? Like seriously? That's kind of fucked up. Think about it. Just think about that though.
My solution,
Yeah.
which people don't like, is we need a concentrated effort to breed everybody together.
To breed everybody together?
So that
To breed?
Yeah, we need to breed them all. So they're one.
But you just
color.
say you just said that when a white woman have a child by a black kid, it fucks it up for that kid.
I did, but this is like a 4 or 5 generational plan. I think that's the only solution.
Yeah, but that's not answering my question about reparations though. But we get back to it.
Listen, your reparations
Say fuck it.
Off-
I can respect you, but no, fuck
off-
the reparations.
no, off-
I get that.
off the cuff.
Say what you want to say.
Off the cuff.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
Okay, cool. That's a start, man. You know.
No, I believe in it.
No,
For what you just said, I there's nothing that's coming to the top of my head that's
Yeah.
saying that's bullshit. He's completely off his fucking rocker.
You can look it all up. I would say nothing that we can't look up. I might be off about a number. Like I said, I might say 70%. It might be like 60 or 80% more or less, but it's there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, right now we need to worry about this coronavirus and keeping people get their. Because you know what? I drove by the other day. There was a line around the bend for a fucking food pantry.
Yeah, that's just. Yeah, the
Young, beautiful women with kids, just normal people who work in normal jobs, not, old.
But the corona's not real. But we get into that later too. We could get into that. That's just not real. If you sick, you're just sick. You're gonna die. But if you're sick too, it's a reason to kill you. It's not real.
We'll talk.
All right, continue on. So we're gonna chop it up, man. It's good. So it's part 1, part 2.
Part 1. I do part 2 tomorrow.
All right, man. Man, it's good having you here, man.
Absolutely.
That was
brother.
good, man.
That was good.
All right, man. So yeah, that's the first one, part 1.
Thank you, producer.
We ain't over yet though. So part 2's coming, man. So stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Yeah, niggas loving hoes, hoes, bitches, scandalous, nigga, yo, bitch, we sharing, she's everybody's hoe. Y'all bitches is scandalous. You bitches know I know, y'all niggas take care of them. My nigga had a hoe that was shady, said it was my homeboy, baby. On Wayfarer Street, I said, I don't think that kid you see. Know what that nigga never did thank me.